Okay, to begin with, let us consider that I am in India and I go to the market to buy a basket of goods for my weekly requirement. I may have to pay about 1,000 rupees for my weekly requirement. But if I go to the same shop after 1 year, then the shopkeeper will ask me to pay 1,060 rupees. And if I pay him less, if I pay him 1,000 only, then he may reduce a portion of the basket. And if I go to him after 3 years, then he'll ask me to pay 1,191 rupees. Or if I pay him 1,000, he will reduce a further portion of the basket. Similarly, if I go to him after 5 years, he'll ask me to pay 1,338 rupees. And if I go to him after 7 years, he will ask me to pay 1,504 rupees. So what we understand here is that in about 7 years, the purchasing power of my money will almost become half. And we all know that this is because of inflation. Now, here I have considered inflation at the rate of 6% per year. But that rate may not be the same in all countries. Across the globe, the rate may not be the same. For example, if we consider United States, it will be 1.5%. In Canada, during 2020, it has been 0.6%. If we consider Libya, it has been very high, 22.3%. Mongolia is 5%. If we consider India, during the past year, it has been 4.9%. China has been 2.9%. Nigeria has been 12.9% inflation. South Africa has been 3.3%. So you see, there is a vast difference in the inflation rate among countries. Like Brazil has been only 2.7%, whereas Angola has been 21%. Iran has been 30%, while Mexico has been only 3.4%. So, one thing what we logically understand from this is that the purchasing power of our money is going to reduce with time, and it will reduce depending upon the inflation rate. So I have to do something by which my money appreciates at least to beat inflation. If I am in India, it has to grow at least at the rate of say 6% or 5%. If I am in Iran, it has to grow at least at the rate of 30%. But now we'll try to understand why does this inflation happen? Because in different countries, it is at different rates. So why does inflation happen? To understand that, let us consider that we go to the market to buy goods, maybe fruits, vegetables, clothing, or any other thing. Now, where does the goods come to the market from? The goods are actually pushed into the market. And in doing so, there is an input cost involved. The input cost is in terms of raw material cost, the cost of transportation, the cost of labor, and similar other incidental expenses incurred on bringing the goods, first of all in producing the goods, and then bringing those goods into the market. So, on one hand, the goods are being pushed into the market, and on the other hand, the goods are being pulled out of the market, pulled out by the demand from the people. Now, you see, if this is happening, why should the cost of goods increase over a period of time? Now, the cost of goods may increase because of either of the two reasons or a combination of two reasons. One reason is that the input cost of goods may increase. For example, this year the cost of fuel is 80 rupees a liter. Maybe next year the cost of fuel will rise to 90 rupees, maybe to 100 rupees. Similarly, the cost of labor may increase, the cost of raw material may increase, and therefore the cost of goods coming into the market will increase. If this happens, if the cost is increasing because of the increase in input cost, then it is called as cost push inflation. But it may so happen that the input cost does not change, but the demand may increase. Now, why should the demand increase? The demand may increase either because the people wanting those goods have increased, the population has increased, the number of people who are demanding those items, they have increased, or it may also happen that the quantum of goods coming into the market has reduced. For example, say this year the monsoon has been good, so there may be 100 tons of fruit in the market. Maybe next year, if the monsoon is not so good, there may be only 80 tons of fruits. So therefore, whoever is willing to pay more will get the product. If this happens, if the price is increasing because of increase in demand, then it is called as demand pull inflation. So we need to understand that the inflation may occur because of either of the reasons, or maybe because of combination of both the reasons. But now you may ask me that inflation is inflation. Why should we worry about that? In any case, the cost is increasing and we have to pay the higher cost. You are right, actually. If you are just a consumer or just a housewife, then you may not bother so much. But if you are a businessman, or even if you are a salaried class person, and if you are investing your money, investing into some company producing some goods, then you would always want to invest your money in such companies or companies producing such goods where the cost or the price is increasing because of the increase in demand and not because of the increase in input cost. So therefore, from this lesson we have logically concluded that number one, the purchasing power of my money is going to reduce over a period of time, and if that happens, I must do something to grow my money, at least to beat inflation. And number two, I need to understand that the inflation could be because of an increase in the input cost, or it could be because of an increase in demand or shortage of the supply of goods, or it could be because of a combination of both. So